everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Lunchtime Live. I'm Pia from Stitches and Scraps, and this is episode 88. For those of you who are new here, Lunchtime Live is basically my video newsletter for Stitches and Scraps. So I'll tell you what's been going on at Stitches and Scraps this week, what's coming up for next week, and then at the end we do a quick demo. So for this year, I've decided to do a stitch of the week for the demos, and I'm alternating between knit and crochet stitches. Hi Mary, happy Thursday. So I'm alternating between knit and crochet stitches, and today is going to be a crochet stitch. We're doing the Staggered Shells stitch, which is a variation on the stitch we did 2 weeks ago. So more about that when we get there, but this is the stitch. And the other thing for those of you who are new here, good morning, Beth, good to see you. The other thing for those of you who are new here is if I mention anything in the video, like a pattern or a post on the blog, that kind of thing, and you want to get there, you want to go to it, look in the description on this video and there's a link. At that link, I list everything that we're talking about today. So if I talk about a tutorial or something and you want to go see it, go there, you'll see it there. The links are all there. So let's get started. The new thing that I posted this week, actually just yesterday, oh my God, this is the fastest I've ever worked through a pair of socks. I think I made this pair of socks in 5 days, which I'm a really slow knitter, so that's pretty impressive to me, for me. But these are my new socks, and these were, okay, so Annie's, if you don't know, hi Kendra. So Annie's, if you don't know, has kit clubs, and they sent me they just started a new sock kit club for this year, and they sent me the first kit that is what they send. Like, okay, so the way the kit club works, you sign up for the kit club and the very first kit you get is this basic sock kit, and it comes with a basic sock tutorial that's going to show you how to do everything from toes to heels to cuff, everything start to finish on the socks. So everybody gets that kit as their first kit, and then following kits, they show you new techniques, a different way to do the heel, or a different way, you know, different stitch pattern for the cuff, that kind of thing. So I got the first kit, that basic kit. They sent that to me for free for a review, and it was fabulous. This is the pattern. Oh, you can't see that, too much glare. Here, let me switch over. This is the pattern. It's called Simply Sweet, and that's exactly what it is. It is simply a standard vanilla sock. People say vanilla sock when it's just plain, but it starts at the cuff and it's got the ribbing, and then you do the heel, which is so much fun. I love turned heels. Well, I won't say I love to wear them so much because I find other heels fit my foot better, but I love to do them. They're fun to do. So the heel, the gusset, and then the rest of the foot and the toe. So it's a really straightforward sock pattern, very easy to understand and everything. I've got a whole review on this kit and links to how you can get one and all of that kind of stuff. And they don't just have sock kits. So if you're not a knitter, I know a lot of you are more crocheters. They have a bunch of crochet kits, a bunch of crochet clubs. I mean, they've got like crochet along style clubs, and then they've got kit style clubs, and they've got like, I don't know, it's just, they've got a lot of clubs. So I've got all the links there, and you can go check it out. Check out the review and then go check out all the other clubs, and I'm sure you're going to find at least one you like. Their promotion for March is over, and don't quote me on this, but I think they've still got a sale going on right now. I think it's like 50% off or something. You'll have to go there and check it out, but I think they do have a promotion going right now. So check that out for all the details. The other thing going on this week, it was my birthday on Monday, and I sent out a special coupon code in my newsletter. If you guys are not subscribed to my email newsletter, you should subscribe, or you're missing occasional like special deals and offers and stuff like that. So, because I only posted it there. So, oh, thank you, Kendra. Thank you. Yeah. So I got this chair here. Can you see the back? You can't see the back. Okay. So I have been Down here in this video area, I've been sitting in a folding chair, and it was kind of low, so I had to put a pillow on it to make it taller and stuff like that. And one of the things I wanted was a new chair, like an office task chair kind of chair, with a low back so it doesn't show in the video and stuff. So I got that for my birthday, and I put it together this morning and whacked myself in the face. This side. Whacked myself in the face with it. So that was fun. I hope I don't get bruised from that. But it is a nice chair. I like it. So that was my birthday. But anyway, the thing about the newsletter is occasionally I'll post like special coupon codes and stuff that just go out in the newsletter. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not, because otherwise you might miss stuff like, you know, my birthday coupon. And as far as subscribing, you can do that at stitchesandscraps.com. It's all over the place. It's at the bottom of every blog post. It's on the sidebar. It's everywhere. So just go to stitchesandscraps.com/subscribe is the actual subscription page. Okay, so what's coming up? Well, it is time for the next tutorial in our bag along. So this is bag number 2 for the bag along Cal. And so far, the pattern's been released. The tutorial for the bottom circle has been released, and I've got one more tutorial, which is for the sides. So the tapestry crochet in the bottom circle is done differently than the tapestry crochet in the sides. And I'm going to talk about that in the tutorial, and that's going to come out on Tuesday, assuming I get it done. No, it'll be Tuesday, I promise. It's almost done. So that's coming out on Tuesday, and then so CGOA, I know I've been teasing you guys with the registration, like it's supposed to open, They are saying now 100% it's opening on April 11th. I really, really hope it does. But once registration opens, be sure to go check that out at crochet.org. And then the next week for our pattern stitch for the Lunchtime Live demo is going to be the knit butterfly stitch. And I love this stitch. I think I did a washcloth in it, but it might have been a scarf. I don't know. I have to go back and look. I know I've done a pattern using it because it's a fun stitch to do. So I will be posting that next week. But this week, oh, let's see, on the day you get your second COVID vaccine, woohoo, yay! That's a great way to celebrate. Go get the vaccine and then sign up for CGOA. Okay. Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I got to tell you guys, in real life, I shouldn't say real life, in offline life, I was talking to somebody and I had my makeup on from my live, and she asked me, she very well meaning, but she wasn't being mean. I promise she wasn't being mean, but she asked me about my eyeshadow because she was like, it's a little 70s because of the bright colors, right? And she's like, you should probably go a little more neutral. It would be more flattering. So in case anybody was wondering or it wasn't obvious, the yellow and blue on my eyeshadow are in support of Ukraine. And I will be going back to normal people eyeshadow after the war is over. But that's why I'm wearing bright yellow and blue on my eyes. Yeah. So in case anybody else was wondering, I thought I would let you guys know that. Because I was surprised when she asked me that. But okay, so that being said, let's jump right into the stitch of the week this week, which is stacked shells. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, we did nested shells, or let me see if I still have it here. Yep, here, I still have it here. This is, you could call it nested shells, or, well, not really nested. This is staggered shells is what I would call it, where you've got a column of shells here and a column of shells here, and then there's this column of shells in between that kind of like, they're staggered, so it's a very dense fabric. Well, this is what happens if you don't do the column of shells in between. If you just put the regular stitches, the double crochets in this case, in between, and I haven't blocked this. If you block it, it opens up more like that. But this is what happens if you don't have shells nested in between here. So it's a more open, lacier stitch. You're working on a granny table runner. Cool. I'd love to see that when you're done with it. Post it on the Scrappy Stitchers Facebook group so that we can all see the pictures. Okay, so this is, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this is stacked. That's the word, stacked shells. So we stack the shells on top of each other. And that is a multiple of 6 for each shell, because the shell is 5 stitches, right? You skip 2 chains, there's the shell in this chain, and then there's skip 2 chains. So that's 5 plus 1 for the center column. So it's a multiple of 6 and then 1 extra stitch for the side, because like here's 6, here's the next 6, here's the next 6, here's the next 6, and then you need that 1 extra stitch on the side. So you need a multiple of 6 plus 1 stitches. I'm going to zoom in slightly here, okay? Which means you need a multiple of 6 plus 2 chains, because we are going to work a single crochet in the first chain. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 12, and then 2 more, 1 for the edge stitch, 1 for the turning chain. So now I'm going to do a single crochet. This is the first row, single crochet in the first stitch, okay? And then this is the repeat on the shell rows. We're going to skip 2 chains, and then we're going to work a shell in the next chain. So 5 double crochet is this particular shell that I'm working. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Instagram's good too, but tag me so that I see it. Okay, so 1, 2, we're going to skip 2 more, right? Because we skip 2 on each side. See how the double crochet kind of lays down over those 2 chains? So that covers that gap of 2 chains. So we skip 2 more on this side, and remember, that's the first one you're skipping, not that one. It kind of gets buried under there. So skip 1, 2, and then we're going to single crochet in this chain. And doing the single crochets on each side really pulls the edges of the shell down, as opposed to letting them sit standing up, okay? So that's what makes it fan out. So let's do that again. Skip 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 5 double crochet in this chain. Your end is lagging, Kendra. Is it lagging for everybody else, or is everybody else seeing it okay? Let me pop back over here and see. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on it, but there'll be a replay. I mean, you can watch the replay afterwards too if it's slowing down, but I'll go slow so that even if it's lagging, you won't miss anything. Okay, so there's 1 double crochet. I'm doing 5. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, Beth seems okay. All right, cool. So now I've got 3 left. Again, I skip 2, and then I do a single crochet just in that very last chain. So that's my first row, and that establishes the pattern. Now after this, it becomes really easy. So the in-between rows, instead of working shells into each of these single crochets, we're going to put double crochets into those single crochets. And that is the main difference between this and this. On this one, we work shells in between. On that brown one, we work shells in between each of these. On this one, we're not. We're going to do a double crochet and 2 chains. So chain. Oh, what was I doing on this one? Yeah, double crochet. Okay, so chain 3 for the double crochet. Now, that's the double crochet, but we also need 2 more chains to get across the 2 stitches we're going to skip. So chain 3 and then chain 2 more. So that's chain 5. When you work back into this, remember these 2 are a chain space. This is the top of your double crochet. So if that's hard to keep track of, I'll show you a different way on the next row, on the next 2 more rows. Okay, so I've done a double crochet, I've skipped 2 stitches. Now I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch, which is the center of that shell. So single crochet at the top of the shell. Now we repeat that. Chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, and double crochet in the single crochet because we need to bring it up to the height. Okay, chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, single crochet at the top of the shell. Okay, chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, double crochet in the last stitch. So now you can see what we've done is we've got a double crochet at each end, right? We've got a double crochet between our shells and then single crochets at the top of each shell. And to get across, there's chain 2s between each of these stitches. So that's the general format of kind of building a frame around these shells so that on the next row we can put more shells inside our frame. So let's do the next row. So the next row is the same as the first row. It starts with a single crochet. So we chain 1, turn, single crochet. Okay, now no chains because we're going to put the shell in here. So you skip the 2 chains and you work your shell, which is the 5 double crochet. Into that single crochet. See that? And then we need to skip 2 chains again. Remember, we always skip 2 chains on the sides of our shell. And then a single crochet into the double crochet. Let's do that again. Skip 2 chains, shell into the single crochet. So now you can see that the shells are stacked on top of each other. The shell that I'm making now is in the single crochet, which is directly on top of the shell below it. Now here's the end where we have to remember that these 2 chains are the 2 chains that we're skipping. And then these 3 chains are the start of the double crochet, the start of the row. So when we do our last single crochet, it goes into this 3rd chain from the bottom, 3rd chain from this end. So it's like that middle chain, okay? Just like that. So if that's a pain, what you can do instead is you can do the chainless starting double crochet, which I've shown before, so I'm only going to show it quickly here. Pull up the loop to the height of a double crochet plus a little bit, okay? I mean like less than a 1/4 inch, okay. Wrap your, hold this loop in place with your finger so it doesn't go anywhere. Wrap your hook around and that wrap counts as a yarn over. Now insert your hook into the stitch and pull up a loop like you normally would for a double crochet. I'm still holding this here, okay? Now I've got sort of 3 loops on my hook, right? So yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And that's how you make a chainless starting double crochet. So then you chain 2, and now that's a lot more distinguishable, right? It has a top like the other stitches do, so it's easier to find at the end. Skip these 2 and single crochet in here. Chain 2, skip these 2 and double crochet in the center. Okay, chain 2, skip these 2 and single crochet here. Chain 2, skip to the end and double crochet. I'm going to work one more row back so you can see the difference when you're working into that chainless starting double crochet. So here I'm going to do a single crochet and then a shell. So it alternates between those kind of framework rows on the wrong side and then the shell. Okay, my stream seems to have cut off. Hopefully you guys can see me now. I don't know where it cut off, but I am back to the end where I made that chainless starting double crochet. Hopefully you guys saw that in there. But here's my chainless starting double crochet, and now I'm going to single crochet right into that stitch. So it's easier to see where you've got the 2 chains that you're skipping and then a single crochet into that last stitch. Oh good, I'm back now. Beth, did you see the chainless starting double crochet or did it cut off before then? Anyway, if you guys didn't, I do have tutorials on how to do that. That's just an alternate idea to do this side so that you don't have to keep track of where the chain 3 ends and where the 2 chains are. Oh good, you saw that. Okay. So in this version, the shells are stacked on top of each other, and that's why it's the stacked shell stitch. You can do all the same variations on this as oh good, okay, cut in the second shell, good, because I wasn't really showing the shell, I was more showing the working into that. Okay, So you can do all the same variations here that I talked about here. If you want it more lacy, you can substitute chain spaces instead of some of these double crochets. So instead of 5 double crochet, you could go double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, or you could put a chain 1 at the center. So it's like 2 double crochet, chain 1 at the center. You can use taller stitches or shorter stitches, but remember that you'll need to adjust how many stitches you're putting in. Like if you use taller stitches, you might need 7 instead of 5, and you'll need to adjust how many chains you're skipping, because for taller stitches they spread out farther, right? They lay down and they take up more room. Shorter stitches, you might need to skip fewer chains. So those are the things you can adjust in any kind of shell stitch pattern, this one included. So that is stacked shells versus, here, let me put the two big swatches together. That is stacked shells versus alternating or staggered shells. And that's all I had for you today. Let me take a quick look at the comments. So let's see. Okay, I think that's everything. Kendra, you got hacked? When did you get hacked? Oh, did you? Wait, I'm trying to think. Did you tell us that last time? I thought you had said something last time. Anyway, I'm sorry you got hacked. I hope you're all back to normal now. But that is it that I have for you this week. So I am just going to say happy Thursday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.